The gun control debate comes to DuPage. We cover the protests, walkouts, and the people involved in them. We learn all about the college's brand new rating from S&P. We find out how easily filing your taxes can be with the help of some accounting students. All that and much more on this edition of Courier TV News. Hi, and thanks for joining us. I'm Sarah Taschetta. Yesterday morning, students in Naperville led a school-wide walkout to protest gun violence in the wake of last month's attack on Stoneman Douglas High School. At 10 o'clock, students marched out of the school in an effort to make their voices heard and to demand immediate gun reform change.
When shootings, threats of shootings, and domestic terrorist attacks fall on any community, it is a shame. We as a people have failed the children that we should be protecting.
The event also included a memorial tribute to the Florida students, personal stories connected to gun violence, and resources to help the students make a difference in legislation. The organizers hope that this is only the beginning for a larger movement that will lead to a safer future. The walkout wasn't the only protest in DuPage. Last week, gun control activists protested a sportsman show at DuPage County Fairgrounds over the show's gun sales.
So I'm asking you, why do you need...
I don't have to need anything.
I don't.
For decades, the Pioneer Valley Sportsmen's Association has held their shows here without protest. However, in the wake of the Parkland High School shooting, tensions on both sides have caused many protesters to show up for the first time.
We're here because we want to say enough is enough with all these mass shootings.
We're out here in support of our Second Amendment rights and freedoms.
As with most protests, emotions ran high given what the protesters felt was at stake.
Now, I'm homeschooled, so I don't have to worry about school shootings, but I'm going to college very soon, and I think it's, to be quite honest, insane that I would have to worry about gun violence.
But there's nothing to be scared of. I mean, weapons in the wrong hands are used wrongly. And, if you look at the Second Amendment, it's for a moral society. And if you look at what's going on right now, we are not in a moral society.
The presence of protesters did not stop the show. While we were unable to bring our cameras inside, we did get to walk the show floor and report on what we saw. Through these doors, you'll find all types of sportsman's equipment: hunting gear, camping gear, fishing gear. But one thing you won't find is an AR-15, which at the request of the DuPage County Fairgrounds is not being sold at today's show.
I know the fairgrounds will say they canceled it due to their thoughts and prayers for Parkland, but I'm pretty sure if there was no protest scheduled here, they still would have done it because nobody would have known.
They have every right to deny service and deny what they think will cause an uproar. Was it the right decision? Probably not. I think it's kind of a knee-jerk reaction, just basically what everyone else is doing right now.
In the end, the PVSA reported that the event had record attendance, thanks in part to media publicity from the protests. They expect another large crowd for their April show, which will continue the prohibition on AR-15s and bump stocks. Reporting for Courier TV, this was Nick Petrillo.
As a part of the nationwide conversation on gun control, a COD art student put up displays on mass shooting-inspired art in the halls of the MAC. The installation was designed by Samantha DiCarlo, who takes painting classes at the college. Her instructor encouraged her and her classmates to express their feelings about complex issues such as gun control through their art. The centerpiece of the exhibit is a large white piece of paper asking the public their opinions on civilians owning military-grade weapons.
We were worried nobody was going to respond at all. It's hard to get people involved, but once that first person starts and maybe says something that's really abrasive or controversial, people are going to react to it either positively or negatively, and that's what we wanted. We wanted all sorts of responses.
The exhibit will continue being displayed for several weeks, so stop on by and add in your opinion. One of the recurring topics in the gun control debate is violence as a result of mental illness. 2 doctors will be speaking on the topic of mental illness and violence next week at the college. The presentation will feature Dr. Dennis Simano from Counseling and Advising Services and Dr. Silva Donatelli from Triton College. The event will be held on Thursday, March 22nd from 12 to 1 p.m. in the Student Life Lounge and is free and open to the public. The college's bond rating has now been raised from AA to AA+. The rating agency Standard & Poor's has revised the College of DuPage bond rating and declared it to be stable based on the college's outstanding general obligation bonds. According to S&P, the raised rating reflects the college's continued positive financial operations and its successful implementation of a new governing structure. Also to thank is the removal of the district's accreditation from probation and the district's strong financial performance. You still have time to cast your vote in Student Leadership Council elections. Online elections for the SLC ends tonight at 11:59 p.m. Everyone enrolled in classes this semester are able to vote for student trustee, student body president, and student body vice president, who take part in the college decision-making process and are called on by the administration to represent the students. Voting took place yesterday and will conclude tonight.
It is important that students get out there and find out about the candidates, read their candidate statements, watch the candidate forum online, and choose somebody who they think will be the best representative for them.
Last week, voters had a chance to meet the candidates and learn about their positions at a candidate forum held in the Student Services Center. All 7 candidates shared their platform statements and took part in a question and answer session for over an hour. For more information about the candidates and elections, contact the Office of Student Life at 630-942-2243. Last month, West Chicago teachers marched to their district headquarters and threatened to strike if their contract negotiations fell through. CNTV reporter Ian Georgeson is in the newsroom with an update on this and much more.
Sarah, it looks like we won't have a strike after all. The teachers voted to approve the contract in an anonymous vote. The contract provides for raises for teachers while also tweaking retirement incentives. Fierce debate over the contract caused teachers to threaten a strike in February, but an emergency meeting smoothed over tensions and produced the final contract. If you're in the market for a new house, you could buy the former home of 2 legendary COD alums. The 2 Belushi brothers grew up in this Wheaton home before going on to COD, Second City, and eventually Hollywood. The house will set you back about $395,000. And the best of all, it's still in COD's district. A new 245,000 square foot sports center and expo hall is set to be built in Naperville. Called Citygate North, this new facility is planned to be built near the interchange of I-88 and Route 59. The developer expects it to host hockey and basketball games, as well as concerts and trade shows. If all goes as planned, Citygate North could open as soon as fall 2019. Now, Sarah, I'm a little disappointed we didn't get a NASCAR track instead, but I still think this is going to be a great place to go see a concert.
I totally agree, Ian. And for all the latest college news and events, log on to the Courier at codcourier.org. Alter Ego Productions will be hosting Spring It On starting Monday, March 19th through Thursday, March 22nd. Various events are planned to kick off spring break week. Students can enjoy improv comedy, games, food, and giveaways. The events are free and open to the public. Alter Ego Productions is a student organization that builds community on campus by programming creative events that encourage students to get involved. For more information about Spring It On, contact aep.femi@cod.edu. It's that time of year again. It's tax season. It may seem like a stressful time for all, but College of DuPage is teaming up with District 89 to offer us assistance in these stressful times.
The college is offering free assistance for electronic preparations of state and federal tax returns on Saturday mornings through April 14th. Students in Accounting 220 under instructor supervision will help students, staff, and community members prepare 1040-IL, 1040, and Schedules AB forms. Free assistance is also available to Schedules CEZ and Small Schedules Ds.
The program focuses on helping elderly, disabled people, people of low income levels, but we also prepare tax returns for others. So for example, students here at the college, many of the employees at the college come here to get their tax return done.
It was the first time I was doing my taxes, so I had no idea what I was doing. And they made it really easy. I just showed up after having made an appointment, and then they took me back right away, and it was done within probably like an hour. So, good experience overall.
Sessions are from 8:15 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. on Saturdays in the Seton Computing Center in room 123. Participants must bring tax information, the previous year's return, and account numbers if participants would like direct deposit. For more information about the tax assistance help, please call 630-942-2140.
In sports, former Naperville Central football star Cameron Brate, tight end for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just signed a 6-year, $41 million contract to stay with the team. Brate signed as an undrafted free agent out of Harvard in 2014. This former Naperville Central Red Hawk has caught more than 125 passes and 17 touchdowns the last 3 seasons. Spring has officially sprung with all of us enjoying our extra hour of daylight. And with the weather being warmer, our favorite outdoor sports begin. CNTV reporter Abbas Tayabali tells us what we can expect from our Chaparrals this spring.
The Chaparral men's baseball team is starting fresh this year with a new batch of players with a mix of returning players.
So we're young in the outfield, and not from a age perspective, but more from an experience perspective.
They have new players on the outfield and on second and third base. Returning players are on first and on the mound.
23 wins from last year's team on the mound return, which creates a little bit of comfort, but it's still a big question mark as to how we're going to execute and how we're going to perform this year.
With a rough start to this season, the Chaparral men's baseball team are 5-3. Even so, the team still feels confident about how this season will play out.
I think we're going to do really well. Just from seeing how we swing in the fall and during the winter, it looks like we got a lot of power in our bats. So I think we're gonna be producing a lot of runs this year and hopefully be successful that way.
Thanks for watching this week's edition of Courier TV News. And remember to join us on Tuesday, March 20th at 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. for our special primary election coverage. We will have analysis, candidates' reactions, and local and state coverage. CNTV election coverage 2018 will be available at YouTube and our Facebook page at Courier TV and our website codcourier.org. I'm Sarah Taschetta. Have a great week, and we'll see you back here on March 20th.